Gentlemen, let me start with something that might shock you. The very same white powder sitting quietly in your kitchen cupboard, something you may have used to bake bread or clean your sink, could actually help bring back stronger, harder erections after the age of 60. Yes, I'm talking about baking soda, that humble household item you've overlooked for decades. Most men never imagined it could influence their performance in the bedroom, yet the science behind it is both surprising and powerful. My name is Dr. Mohit Khera. I am a professor of urology and a men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience treating men just like you. I have dedicated my life to helping older men restore their vitality, reclaim their confidence, and rediscover intimacy, even when they thought their best years were behind them. I speak not just from research, but from real stories of real men who have experienced remarkable transformations. Now, here's the paradox. You've been told that erectile problems after 60 are simply a part of aging, an unavoidable decline that no man can escape. But that's not the full truth. Many times, the real issue is small imbalances inside your body, issues that baking soda, of all things, may help correct. The idea that a simple kitchen staple can play a role in sexual health is exactly what makes this discovery so intriguing. So stay with me, because I promise to show you 5 amazing, science-backed benefits of baking soda for erections that most men have never heard about. These are not empty claims, but practical insights you can apply to your daily life. And let me be clear, one of these benefits, which I'll reveal at the very end, may hold the greatest key to unlocking stronger, more reliable erections than you've had in years. This is the one you cannot afford to miss. Before we begin, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another men's health tip designed especially for you. And I'd love to hear from you. If this topic surprises you, type 1 in the comments. If you'd like me to improve future content, type 0 and let me know what you'd like to see. Now let's dive into the first shocking benefit. When it comes to strong erections after 60, nothing matters more than healthy blood flow. Without proper circulation, no amount of desire will help. And here's where baking soda plays a surprising role, by supporting nitric oxide and opening your blood vessels naturally. 1. Improves blood flow by supporting nitric oxide. When we talk about erections, especially after the age of 60, the very first thing we must address is blood flow. Erections are not simply about desire or arousal, they are about circulation. Without healthy blood flow, the penis simply cannot respond the way it once did. Over time, our arteries stiffen, blood vessels narrow, and pressure builds. Many men believe this decline is inevitable, but I can tell you from decades of experience that it doesn't have to be the end of your intimate life. Baking soda, surprisingly, can play a role here. One of its unique properties is its ability to reduce acidity in the blood, creating an environment where blood vessels are more relaxed and open. When your blood vessels relax, nitric oxide, the natural chemical messenger your body uses to trigger erections, works more effectively. Think of nitric oxide as the spark plug that starts the engine, and baking soda as the cleaner that keeps the spark plug from being clogged. With the right conditions, that spark can ignite once again, allowing blood to rush more freely where it needs to go. I still remember a patient of mine, a man in his late 60s, who came into my office defeated. He said, "Doc, I feel like I've lost the very part of me that makes me a man." He had tried pills with uncomfortable side effects and felt his confidence slipping further away each time. But after working together, focusing on natural ways to support his circulation, including small daily steps like using baking soda in moderation, he began to notice changes. The first time he told me he woke up with a morning erection again, his eyes filled with tears. It wasn't just about sex. It was about feeling alive, feeling capable, feeling whole. This is the kind of transformation that goes beyond the physical. Blood flow is life itself. When circulation improves, not only do erections become stronger, but energy increases, confidence grows, and even mood begins to lift. Your partner notices the change too, and that intimacy, the closeness you may have thought was gone forever, starts to return. Imagine sitting at your kitchen table with a simple glass of water and a small pinch of baking soda, never suspecting that this ordinary act could help awaken your body's natural ability to perform. That's the beauty of it. Something so small, so humble, can unlock such a vital part of your health. And remember, this isn't about overnight miracles. It's about gradually giving your body the conditions it needs to function as it was designed to. Every step toward better blood flow is a step toward reclaiming your vitality. For men over 60, that means more than just intimacy. It means independence, dignity, and the quiet confidence of knowing your body still works for you, not against you. Now, while blood flow is the foundation of strong erections, it is only the beginning of the story. Because what good is better circulation if fatigue still robs you of your stamina? That is why the next benefit of baking soda may surprise you even more. It's about lasting longer, pushing past exhaustion, and restoring the kind of endurance you thought belonged only to younger men. 2. Reduces fatigue and boosts stamina. When a man reaches his 60s, one of the most frustrating changes he faces is the loss of stamina. It's not just about getting an erection, it's about maintaining it, sustaining energy, and having the confidence to know that when the moment comes, you can follow through without feeling exhausted halfway. Many of my patients have told me the same story. "Doc, I can still get started, but I run out of gas too quickly. I feel drained, not just in the bedroom, but in everything I do." That feeling of fatigue can be devastating because it doesn't only affect intimacy, it seeps into daily life, making you feel older than your years. This is where baking soda becomes surprisingly relevant. For decades, athletes have used it as a natural performance enhancer. The reason is simple. When you exert yourself, your muscles produce lactic acid, and this acid creates the burning, heavy sensation that slows you down. Baking soda helps buffer that acid, giving your muscles more time before they tire out. Now, you may not be sprinting on a track or competing in a marathon, but intimacy is its own form of endurance. Just as a runner wants to go the distance, so does a man who wants to satisfy his partner and himself. I recall a gentleman in his early 70s who came to me after years of disappointment in the bedroom. He confessed that he avoided intimacy not because he lacked desire, but because he was afraid of letting his wife down. He said the exhaustion came so quickly, it was easier to avoid trying than to face the shame. Together, we worked on natural solutions, including small daily habits that supported energy balance. And yes, baking soda was part of the plan. A few months later, he told me he felt like he had his second wind again. He wasn't collapsing in frustration, he was lasting longer, enjoying himself, and most importantly, seeing the joy return to his wife's eyes. This is the heart of what I want men over 60 to understand. Stamina is not about being 20 again. It's about having enough energy, strength, and confidence to fully engage with the moment. It's about feeling present, not distracted by worry or fear of failure. When you have that endurance, the entire experience changes. You no longer rush, you savor. You no longer dread the fatigue, you look forward to the connection. That is what baking soda, by buffering fatigue and supporting stamina, can help bring back into your life. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Stamina isn't the only barrier men face after 60. Even with improved energy, another challenge can quietly rob you of both performance and comfort, the health of your prostate. And while most men think of the prostate only when problems appear, the truth is, its role in erections is far more powerful than many realize. Let's talk about how baking soda may also protect and support this vital part of your manhood. 3. Supports healthy prostate function. When I sit across from men in their 60s and 70s, I often see the same look in their eyes when the subject of the prostate comes up. It's a mixture of frustration, embarrassment, and sometimes even fear. The truth is, the prostate is a small gland, yet it carries a tremendous weight on a man's quality of life. An enlarged or inflamed prostate does more than send you running to the bathroom at night. It can interfere with the very nerves and blood vessels that control your erections. For many men, the first signs of trouble are not even sexual, but subtle. Waking up 2 or 3 times to urinate, a weak stream, or a constant feeling that the bladder is never quite empty. Over time, these problems steal sleep, drain energy, and eventually chip away at a man's confidence in the bedroom. Now, here is where baking soda offers a surprising layer of support. Inflammation thrives in an acidic environment. When the body is tipped toward acidity, swelling in delicate tissues like the prostate tends to worsen. Baking soda, by helping to balance pH levels, can create a calmer internal environment. Think of it like cooling down a fire that has been quietly burning inside your pelvic region. When the flames of inflammation are lowered, the prostate can function more smoothly, and the pressure it places on surrounding structures begins to ease. I recall one of my longtime patients, a retired teacher in his mid-60s, who came to me complaining more about his sleepless nights than about his erections. He said he could barely make it through a single night without several trips to the bathroom, and as a result, he woke up exhausted and irritable. What he didn't realize was how closely this was tied to his sexual health. We worked together on lifestyle changes, and he began incorporating a small amount of baking soda in water as part of his daily routine. Within weeks, he noticed he was sleeping more soundly and waking up with more energy. But what truly surprised him was that he began experiencing spontaneous erections again, something he thought had disappeared forever. His story is just one of many that remind me how interconnected prostate health and sexual vitality really are. This is why I urge men not to underestimate the prostate. It is not just about comfort, it is about manhood, about the very essence of your sexual function. When your prostate is calmer and healthier, blood can flow more freely, nerves can transmit signals more clearly, and your confidence begins to rise again. That renewed strength doesn't just improve the physical side of intimacy, it restores a sense of peace and pride that carries into every part of your life. But even with better blood flow, more stamina, and a healthier prostate, there is another hidden factor that can quietly undermine erections if left unchecked. It has to do with the organs that filter your blood and regulate your hormones, the kidneys. And what baking soda can do to support them may surprise you even more. 4. Supports kidney function and hormone balance. When I talk with men in their 60s and 70s about sexual health, the kidneys are rarely the first thing that comes to mind. Most men think of testosterone or maybe circulation, but they seldom realize how much the kidneys quietly influence both. These two small organs are like the body's master filters. They clear waste, regulate fluids, and maintain the delicate balance of minerals that your muscles, nerves, and hormones depend on. When kidneys begin to struggle, as they often do with age, the entire system suffers. Energy drops, swelling appears, and yes, erections grow weaker. It's not always obvious, but the silent decline in kidney function is often linked to low stamina, diminished testosterone, and a general feeling that life is becoming heavier. Baking soda has been studied for decades as a gentle support for kidney health. One of the kidney's hardest jobs is neutralizing acids that build up in the blood. Over time, if the body leans too acidic, the kidneys are forced to work harder, and this strain gradually wears them down. A small amount of baking soda can help buffer this acid load, easing the pressure on the kidneys so they can function more effectively. Think of it as giving these overworked organs a helping hand, a chance to catch their breath after years of service. When the kidneys are supported, the entire body feels the benefit. I think often of a man in his late 60s who came to see me complaining of fatigue more than anything else. He said, "Doc, it feels like I'm dragging myself through every day, and by night I have nothing left to give." His lab results showed mild kidney stress, and his testosterone was lower than it should have been. We worked together to support his kidneys naturally, including dietary changes and, yes, careful use of baking soda. A few months later, he reported back with a smile I hadn't seen before. He told me his energy was coming back, his swelling in the ankles had gone down, and, to his surprise, he was noticing firmer erections. His hormone levels had improved, his sleep was deeper, and his wife told him she felt like she had her husband back. These are the moments that remind me why something as simple as balancing the body's chemistry can make such a profound difference. The connection is clear. Healthier kidneys mean better hormone balance, more stable testosterone, and improved circulation. When those pieces fall into place, the body becomes primed for intimacy again. This isn't about chasing youth, it's about restoring balance so you can feel like yourself once more. A man with steady hormones and strong kidneys is a man who has the strength to face each day and the vitality to share himself fully at night. But as powerful as this is, we're still not finished. Because beyond blood flow, stamina, prostate health, and kidney support, There is one final benefit of baking soda that ties it all together. It's the hidden key to restoring not just erections, but the deep confidence that comes when your body feels whole again. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. 5. Restores confidence through natural chemistry. When we talk about erections, most men focus on the physical side: blood flow, testosterone, nerves. And while those are all vital pieces, what truly brings it all together is the body's internal chemistry. After 60, many men live with a silent imbalance. Acids build up, inflammation lingers, and the body feels out of tune. You might not notice it right away, but over time it shows up in the ways that matter most: low energy, restless sleep, irritability, and of course, weaker erections. What makes baking soda so remarkable is its ability to gently nudge the body back into balance. By buffering acidity and calming inflammation, it creates the internal environment where everything else can finally function the way it was meant to. I'll never forget a man in his early 70s who came to me not just frustrated, but ashamed. He told me, "Doc, it's not even about sex anymore. It's about feeling like I've lost myself." His words stuck with me because they reflected what so many men feel but never say out loud. He had tried different pills, different routines, but nothing gave him a lasting change. When we focused on restoring his body's chemistry, including something as simple as a small daily amount of baking soda, the shift was gradual but undeniable. Within a few months, he wasn't just performing better, he carried himself differently. His shoulders were back, his voice had strength, and his eyes had life again. What changed wasn't just his erections, it was his confidence, his identity as a man who still had vitality to give. That's the heart of this benefit. Erections are not just a physical event, they're an emotional one. They remind you that your body is still capable, that you still have something to offer, that closeness with your partner can still be fulfilling. Baking soda doesn't replace intimacy or connection, but by restoring balance, it helps you step into those moments with less fear and more trust in your own body. It's not about chasing after your 20s. It's about reclaiming the dignity of knowing you can still enjoy what matters most. And when that confidence returns, it ripples into every part of life. You walk with more energy, you laugh more freely, and you carry yourself with the quiet assurance that age has not stolen your manhood. That's the deeper gift hidden inside this simple white powder. Not just chemistry, but confidence. Now, we've talked about blood flow, stamina, prostate support, kidney health, and this final restoration of balance and confidence. But the story doesn't end here. Because when all these benefits come together, they point to something even greater, an opportunity to reshape how you see your health, your future, and your potential as a man over 60. And that's exactly what I want to leave you with as we move into the conclusion. Conclusion. Gentlemen, we have uncovered 5 powerful ways that something as simple as baking soda can transform life after 60 by improving blood flow, boosting stamina, calming the prostate, supporting the kidneys, and restoring the natural balance that gives back confidence. I've seen these changes firsthand in my patients, and I know how deeply they matter. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming dignity, intimacy, and joy in the years ahead. Never forget, your best days are not behind you. With knowledge, small steps, and hope, they may be waiting just ahead.